Steve Forbes. You know, Steve, this train wreck of an interview on CNN where this stuff about Israel came out, you know, Biden is being called out of touch. Steve, also in that interview, Biden tried to topspin his record 19% inflation, saying, quote, Americans have the money to spend. Aren't grocery prices up 30% on his watch? And in the battleground state of Wisconsin, up double digits where he gave that interview?
Just because you said shows how out of touch he is. And he tries to make people believe the inflation rate was high when he took office. It was 1.5%. It reached a peak of 9%. And if you include interest payments, which people have to make on mortgages, on car purchases, on credit card borrowings, the real price of cost of living went up 18% and is still going up at a 7 or 8% rate today. That's why his ratings on the economy are in the tank. And every time he makes these crazy statements, people realize he is really losing it. And that's why he's going to lose the election, and he could even lose the nomination as he continues to deteriorate along with the economy.
So, Steve, let's watch what happened in that interview. And then we want to get your reaction to a small business owner in Wisconsin. Watch this.
Grocery prices are up 30%. That's a real day-to-day pain that people feel.
And it's real. But the fact is that if you take a look at what the people have, they have the money to spend.
Voters, by a wide margin, trust Trump more on the economy. They say that in polls. With less than 6 months to go to Election Day, are you worried that you're running out of time to turn that around?
We've already turned it around. Look, you look at the Michigan survey. For 65% of the American people think they're in good shape economically. The polling data has been wrong all along.
It's just a lot more challenges for any business owner these days.
Yes, everything costs more. I feel like it was better, easier for me 4 years ago.
I think he's making a terrible mistake. You know, it may not be, if he doesn't win this race, it may not be Donald Trump that beats him. It may be his own pride.
It may be his own pride. That was David Axelrod. He's denying political reality, economic reality, and the polls. It's Quinnipiac, it's Pew, it's Gallup, it's Monmouth, it's Emerson, it's Harvard-Harris. It's a slew of polls showing that he is tumbling down into the 30s in approval ratings. Steve, this is at record lows where incumbents typically lose. I mean, Speaker Johnson is calling Biden's gaffes senior moments. I mean, Biden claimed inflation was 9% when he came into office. It was a quarter of that. Less than 1.5%.
Well, that's what is really going to sink him. He goes out. He's not using Bidenomics anymore. They finally convinced him that was not working, because every time people go buy something, every time a bill comes in, every time you try to rent an apartment, every time you try to get a mortgage, every time you try to do any economic activity, you realize things are worse off than 4 years ago. And they're making it worse with regulations, not letting you buy cars, traditional cars. They want to do away with that. So everything this administration is doing, whether it's a better quality of life, like air conditioners that work or washing machines that work, dishwashers that work, they're against putting on crazy regulations. Prices are going up, and businesses are not making the investment needed for a higher standard of living in the future. So there are real headwinds out there, and this guy's oblivious to it, sitting in his shelter, basement, or whatever it is. And the American people sense it, and that's why he's going to lose, and that's why he has these terrible ratings. Things are not good, Joe.
The economy, is it in stagflation? I mean, the last read, 1.6%. There's a long list of Biden's failures. It's the economy, inflation, U.S. energy, Afghanistan, Iran, Israel, his border collapse. You wouldn't be surprised if people have PTSD from under this White House.
Well, the fact of the matter is everything he touches turns to you-know-what, starting with the Afghanistan withdrawal, which showed Putin that he thought he could get away with by invading Ukraine. You know that the Chinese are watching what we're doing with Israel. I think it was Kissinger. Henry Kissinger once said, it's bad to be an enemy of the United States, but sometimes worse to be an ally. And the Israelis are finding that out today at their moment of need, existential threat. This guy wants to pull the rug out from under him and help the terrorists, a terrorist invasion. He's helping these people. It just is bizarre, craven. cowardly and profoundly wrong.
A final word, Steve. What do you make of him saying the White House wanted to delay the announcement it was stopping weapons shipments to a multi-generational U.S. ally, Israel, by the way, which is surrounded by 450 million people in 22 Arab nations. Israel is a population of 10 million. So what do you make of, basically him saying that, I'm not going to tell the American people I'm delaying the weapons shipments to Israel until after I make a Holocaust remembrance speech, as if that was going to paper over the problem?
He's trying to do it both ways instead of having the courage, like a Franklin Roosevelt, who took tough steps to prepare America for World War II, and other presidents who made tough decisions like Lincoln. And that's what leadership is about. And then he never explains to the American people what's at stake in Ukraine, Israel, and elsewhere. That's why he's floundering. The American people are disgusted with him.
Got it. Steve Forbes, thanks for joining us. We appreciate you.